Okay, so I've just gone through the basic sewing machine operation. Now what I want to do is go through turning corners and curves. So I'm going to use the same piece of paper. You can't see it, the light probably. The same piece of paper, and the first thing we're going to do is talk about turning corners. I'm going to start sewing just like I did last time. I'm going to line up my paper. I'm going to lower my needle, lower the presser foot, and I'm going to sew forward a few stitches. I'm going to back stitch using the reinforcement button a few stitches, and then I'm going to continue on all the way down to the end. Okay, I'm going to turn this so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, as I get down to where I need to turn the corner, when I get down to the end where my corner is, I'm going to go all the way to the end, and then I'm going to back stitch as if it's the end of a seam, and then I'm going to forward, and then when to turn my corner, I'm going to raise the presser foot, the needle's in place, I'm going to pivot on the corner, turn it. Now I'm going to start another seam, so I'm going to go forward a few stitches. I'm going to go backwards a few stitches to reinforce it. Then continue on my way. Now I'm at the corner again. So I'm going to back it up, back stitch it, go forward a few stitches, and then I'm going to lift the presser foot, leaving the needle in place. I'm going to turn the paper, or I'm going to pivot on the needle, and then I'm going to start sewing. I'm going to back stitch, and then I'm going to sew forward. Now, the reason that we're doing all the back stitching on the corners is because the process for a corner is to clip the fabric. So you're clipping off the extra fabric, and then you're going to turn, like let's say we're making our pillow, and then we're going to turn it right side out, and then we're going to use a tool to kind of poke the corners to make them nice and sharp. If the corners are not back stitched correctly, what will happen is when you use that turner, that corner turner, you'll poke through it and then you'll have a hole in your corner. So that's one of the reasons why you want to make sure that you back stitch. Just like you're starting a seam and ending a seam. You're just pivoting the corner on the needle. So that's how you do that. To do a circle or a curve, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do this circle. I'm going to start, find a starting point, and I'm going to start it like I do any other seam. So I'm going to lower my needle, going to lower my presser foot, I'm going to stitch forward a few stitches, I'm going to back it up a few stitches, and then I'm just going to continue the circle. Now you don't have as much control. I'm kind of off the line because I'm going kind of fast. But you don't have as much control when you're going on a circle. So most of the time you want to go pretty slow. So anytime you're doing any kind of a circle or a curve. So basically to finish this, I would just continue to where I started. Back it up, forward it, lift the needle, the presser foot, pull to the back, and that's all there is to it. So that's how you turn a corner and how you sew a circle or a curve.